Hi everyone, thank you for joining me in this video. Today I'm going to be doing a what I eat, not in a day, but what I eat at a raw vegan friendly restaurant, just like my previous videos. And today I chose Au Lac Restaurant. And they have two locations. There's one in Fountain Valley, and then there's also one in downtown LA, which is my favorite. And they have a lot of raw vegan options there. This is by far my favorite restaurant to go to. And yeah, and the prices also are pretty decent. They're not super expensive and crazy, but yeah, if you're ever in the LA area, that's a place to definitely try out. We're gonna be asking questions, and then I'll be answering them along with showing you guys the food that I got from Au Lac. I always get this every time. It's called Mad Flax, and usually, well, when you go to the restaurant, they already put all the delicious stuff on it, but today I got it for pickup, so they had everything all sectioned off in their little to-go containers. So yeah, they gave me 2 of these flax crackers that they make there, and it looks like there's turmeric in it, flax seeds. They probably use maybe chia to put it all together, nutritional yeast, and let's see. Oh, and then they make their macadamia cheese. I already took the top off. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, homemade macadamia cheese. Microgreens. Looks like lettuce though. Usually they do microgreens, but I think they gave me lettuce instead. It's still good. Actually, I don't know. That was spicy. And then also the raw vegan bruschetta that they make. I love the macadamia cheese that they make there, so I'm putting a little extra. It's very garlicky, which is good sometimes. Oh, bruschetta is done. All their food is just full of flavor. And then the microgreens, or the lettuce. And there. Okay. Let me do a close-up. There we go. So that is the first thing that I got from the menu. I'm gonna put this stuff away. I'm going to put this to the side, and then I'm going to prepare the kale salad that I got, the raw vegan curried rice. That's my favorite out of the menu. And then I also got a raw vegan dessert, Choco Ecstasy. Oh, Choco Nut Ecstasy, that's what it's called. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back, and I have the 2 other foods. So the kale salad includes mixed sea veggies, kale, house-made kimchi, and onion tossed with spiced and dehydrated almonds in Au Lac's classic teriyaki dressing. Right here, they gave a lot. We need to shake it up. And it's topped with cucumber ribbons and a dehydrated cheesy kale crisp, which are nice. I'm excited. Oh, and here are the dehydrated almonds. I'm assuming soaked, then dehydrated. I'll drizzle some of the dressing. Put the kale chips to the side. Turmeric in that teriyaki dressing. Very good. Now I'm going to show you my favorite dish out of all of them. It's called the curried rice from their Living Foods menu option. When they give it to you, it's actually put as a heart, but it was in a to-go container. And as you can tell, kind of like a heart. This is by far the best dish that I've ever had over there at Au Lac, along with their Edo burrito. I have 11 questions here, and from from my Instagram, just random questions that people have asked me. So I'd rather just kind of put it all in one YouTube video. And also, I would love to know all of your answers as well. So if you want to, you can answer any question you want. You don't have to answer any of them, or if you want to answer some of them, you can, or all of them, all 11, and that's okay. So for the first question is, how long have I been vegan for, and what made me switch? Or me asking you, how long have you been vegan for, and also what made you switch to veganism? I've been vegan since October 2014, so that's almost 7 years of being vegan. I will never go back to eating meat or dairy. I don't think there's a reason to. And what made me switch was I stumbled across the YouTube videos of farm factories and how the animals were actually really treated in those farms. And yeah, it was heartbreaking. So I don't see why I would want to put my money into anything like that or be a part of anything like that. And as a consumer, putting my dollar into that is supporting them. And I didn't want to do that anymore. So yeah, that's why I made the switch. So let's start with the Mad Flax. It has a macadamia cheese, a bruschetta, and microgreens on top. The macadamia cheese is really good. I've made raw vegan macadamia cheese before, but this I'm trying to replicate. It's hard though. It kind of sucks though because they only give you 2, and it's like $7 for 2 of these. But if you make it at home, $7 can get you a lot with all of this. So it's just the time in it. Making the flax crackers, letting the bruschetta marinate for overnight, the macadamia cheese, letting the macadamia soak and all that. So yeah, I understand the time it takes to make this is very long, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, number 2, what are you allergic to? T'Challa. I am in fact allergic to bananas. I have a weird relationship with them. When I was 12 years old, I was making my dad a ice cream sundae at the time, and he wanted bananas in it. So I decided that I wanted to open up the banana and cut it open and like make little slices of it and put it in the ice cream. And I was trying to remind myself, don't touch your face, don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes. And I forgot that I had bananas on my like the banana juice on my hand still, and so I was rubbing my eyes, and then my eyes just became swollen. And then I started getting hives right here, or just very like a huge rash on my chest, and that was really just not pleasant at all. And then when I moved down to Los Angeles and I was 22 years old, which was 6 years ago, I just had a craving for banana again. And plus how long was I vegan for? I think it was 2 years as a vegan. Yeah, 2 years as a vegan so far. And I just really wanted to incorporate bananas because bananas it's a huge staple in a raw vegan diet. And I wanted to have an ice cream. I wanted to have smoothies with bananas to make it creamier. And I also wanted to just enjoy bananas with almond butter or something. Made raw almond butter that day, and then I had ripe bananas, and so I cut half of one into slices. I put some of the raw almond butter that I made, and it actually ended up not hurting my stomach at all. It was so weird. I enjoyed the banana. It was weird because I didn't have bananas for a while, so my body was kind of like, wait, what is this? Up until I was 27 years old, I would incorporate bananas. Just end of last year of 2020, I ended up going to Creation, And Creation is this place here in Los Angeles. They have a couple locations here. They sell raw vegan food, also regular vegan food, a lot of juices and smoothies. And I went with a friend and I bought one of their green smoothies, and it had, the staples were kale and banana, and there was a couple of other things in there too. I think it was their homemade almond milk. 3/4 into the smoothie, I started feeling really sick. When I got back to work, I immediately had to go to the toilet, and my stomach, again, could not take it. Weird, yeah, I don't know why my body was just not okay with it for the first 22 years of my life, and then all of a sudden, I was okay with it for the past 6 years, and then now I can't have it. So now I've omitted all banana from my diet. The third question is, where were you born? Are your parents vegan? No, my parents are not vegan. They are now open to vegan options and raw vegan options. This past Christmas and Thanksgiving, I actually made a whole raw vegan feast for, well, mostly me, because my mom and my brother wouldn't touch it. They know how I eat and what I like. Although my dad and my mom still offer me meat and dairy products, or when they would make their food and all that, they're like, are you gonna eat too? And I have to remind them every year that I am vegan, remember? My mom, she's Filipino. She loves making her Filipino food, and the Philippines, pork, meat, fish, they're big in the Philippines in their dishes. Ginitaan, kari-kari, I'm probably butchering the names, I'm sorry. Sinigang, beef steak? Lechon, all those things. Not vegan, but nowadays you can veganize a lot of Filipino food, which is amazing. But raw vegan food, it's kind of hard. But I know there is a way. With time and patience and practice, there is a way. All right, and where were you born? I was actually born in Yokosuka, Japan, and we lived there for about 6 years. Cherry blossom is actually my favorite flower, which is from Japan. They're beautiful, and they're so simple and gorgeous, and yeah, that's my favorite flower. Let's start with this salad. What terrifies you the most? I think what terrifies me the most is not being able to achieve all the things that I want to do in life. I think that's what the most scary, terrifying thing is for me, because there are so many things that I want to accomplish and do, and like that I'm currently working hard for, but it takes time for it to pay off, and it takes years for it to grow. And sometimes I'm afraid or terrified that I might not be able to see the accomplishment when it's complete. So, but I need to get over that, because things happen in life, and you can't be terrified of something that's out of your control, you know? What is your greatest strength and weakness? Let me take a bite. So what is your greatest strength and weakness? I think my greatest strength would have to be my patience. I get told all the time, that I'm a very patient person. And as I look back on my life, yes, I have dealt with so much for so long. I probably should have put my foot down from the very beginning, but it took years for me to finally put a stop to some things. And yeah, just very patient with everything. I can be content. There was a job that I had before. I finally kind of let go of that job in the beginning of this year, because it was just time. I felt like in my gut, it was time to just move on from that job. It was a great job. I loved the job. I got close to the family, but it was just time for me to leave and just to move on to another thing that I'm currently working on. And yeah, I stayed at that job for 5 years, but I knew in the 3rd year mark that I should have left. But I just decided to wait it out. And so many people around me were like, why are you still there? You need to leave, you need to leave. But I don't know, I felt like it wasn't the time yet, and telling myself, just be patient, it'll come, and it did come 3 years later. What is my weakness, my greatest weakness? I think just being a giving person. I give a lot, even though I give to people that I probably shouldn't give to, because most people are takers, so they'll just take and take and take, and then they'll take advantage of it too. You know, they won't say, hey, like, you're giving too much, just stop. And not giving something physically, but like giving your time, your space, your voice of reason, I don't know, just anything, and money too. And yeah, I feel like people are takers, and I learned that the hard way through many trial and errors. Just so many situations that I've been in. People have taken advantage of me, but you know, I don't blame them or anything like that. I blame myself because I was very naive at the time, and I just didn't put my foot down. But now, I think still right now that is my greatest weakness. I'm still struggling with it, but I know throughout time it'll get better. As long as I'm aware of it and I know that that's something I need to correct. In salads, I always try and have something crunchy in it. Whether it be hemp seeds or chia seeds, flax seeds, my raw almonds, walnuts, anything, or dehydrated kale chips, I'll crunch them up and put pieces in it. Yeah, I just love it. Every time I have a salad, I always put something kind of crunchy in it. I've actually never had this kale sea salad before from Au Lac. The first time, and it was amazing. I've had everything else though on their living foods menu, besides this one. And it is a 10. To the curried fried rice, which is my favorite. The heart-shaped curried fried rice. So, the curried rice has wild rice, broccoli, cauliflower, peas, and corn in spiced macadamia sauce. Served over avocado, olives, and cucumber, topped by marinated mushroom, dehydrated onion, fresh carrots, and cilantro. Yeah, so they slice up the avocado. Let me get a better, the oregano plant's in the way. There we go. Yeah, they slice up some avocado, curried rice, shiitake mushrooms, dehydrated onions. There we go. This dish always makes me happy. The flavors are great. They just work so well together. It's so good. So the next question is it hard to be vegan? No. Well, for me, it's not hard to be vegan. I know why I'm vegan. I consider myself an ethical vegan. From the first time I became vegan, I did it for ethical reasons. And then as I found out that I wasn't lethargic anymore, I realized that it was also for my health too, and also for environmental reasons as well. I'm not a big fan of the vegan meats, nothing processed or anything like that. I surround my diet with just whole, raw, vegan foods, fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts. You have such a variety to play with, and it's hard for me to understand why people say that it's super restrictive. But when you're getting the right amount of calories and you're getting all the nutrients that you need, along with some supplementation like the DHA, EPA, and possibly B12, there's so many options nowadays compared to 20 years ago. So I don't really have anything to complain about. Plus farm factories, it's too much too much. All right, next question is, isn't it boring to eat salad all the time? No, it is not. If you see it from a restrictive point of view, yes, it can seem boring. But when you open your mind to so many fruits, vegetables, spices, seeds, and legumes that you can play with in a vegan diet or raw vegan diet, options are endless. You could put so many things together, make so many new recipes. Lots of recipes online, lots of videos from other vegan and raw vegan YouTubers. You don't have to kill animals to get dairy and eggs. What is wrong with those products? Milk, the cows, they get attached to these machines. All their life, they're stuck in these machines. Their udders are have these suction cups on it. Like, they have a horrible life. So their life is just being stuck in one small infested area and under so much stress too. So no, I don't, even though you don't have to like kill animals with dairy and eggs, you are still hurting an animal and they're living their whole life being stuck in a cage. And I don't want to support something like that. And I have the dessert too that I'm really looking forward to because it has chocolate in it. Last but not least, the dessert. The best part. Okay. This is the Choco Ecstasy. Wow. My favorite from Au Lac. They also, all their desserts are raw vegan too. But yeah, it has layers, as you can tell. Very creamy, rich. Let me see what is inside it. It has chilled layers of cacao, coconut pulp, coconut nectar, pecan, and macadamia. This is what it's made out of. All those delicious ingredients in one cake slice. Let's dive into it. I'm gonna get a better angle. Just comes apart. So this specifically reminds me of a Filipino, well, I don't know if it's Filipino, but they sell them at Goldilocks. I grew up on them. Mamoon. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Mamoon before, but it's like a sponge cake. And usually it just comes in regular vanilla sponge cake. Or they have the chocolate swirl cakes where you cut it and then it's like a swirl in it of cream. It tastes exactly like that, the chocolate one. I think that's why I like it. It reminds me of my childhood. But raw vegan. Yeah, he's just there. 4 layers. Thank you guys for joining in this video of what I eat at Au Lac Restaurant in Los Angeles. I highly recommend checking this place out. Chef Ito is so talented and his recipes are just phenomenal. And yeah, I would suggest just traveling to Los Angeles for like a day or two just to go to that restaurant to try their living raw food menu. Please subscribe, like, dislike, whatever you want to do. I appreciate your time and space. I'll see you next time.